Otakuology podcast with Otaku Mike and Jin Graves.
Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Otakuology podcast. I'm your host, Otaku Mike. With me, as always, is my heterosexual life partner, Jin. As always, we talk about anime and manga on our podcast. Yeah, we do.
Guys.
And today we're looking at an anime all the way back from 1986. This anime is as old as Otaku Mike. We are talking about Project Echo today. So let's get right into this. Let's talk about this anime, Jin. What's going on with it?
All kinds of problems.
I had that intro on point. Oh, yeah.
Simpson, we good?
What?
How many attempts did we get? No, so we're talking about Project Echo today,
Yeah,
which is Mike's pick for
My pick.
what we were going to cover. Yep. And so come to find out that both of us didn't know was that little baby Jin Graves has seen this before when he was a toddler.
That's true. Because your dad showed you this movie when you were young.
Yeah, I used to watch it. I watched this with my dad and stuff.
Yeah. Because your dad's like a big, like, old school anime fan. He likes stuff.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, maybe.
Well, he did at one point enjoy.
You did give me some ideas, though. I'm going to be like, Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. Here.
I got you Project Echo. Are you going to enjoy this?
I mean, I want to know if he still has his collection. That's
Probably
what I want
not.
to know.
I think when they moved that he got rid of everything.
Oh, dang it. That would have been cool to go through.
Right. Well, like I told you, like he had Project Echo and the D&D one that I can't remember.
Probably a Record of Lotus War.
Probably, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And then he had Demon City Shinjuku.
Yeah.
And
which we got to cover.
one.
We got to cover for this podcast. We got to cover that one day.
Yeah. Do we cover the other one? Or
what?
What's the other one called that's like Demon City Shinjuku?
I think it's Demon City. I forget.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
But
he had that, and he had the one that's based off the video game. The guy in the black suit. It's like Siren or something.
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe.
It's like a guy in a black biker suit with a red bandana on. Far out. I mean, didn't everybody have a red bandana back in those days?
True. I don't know.
And he had to fight like medieval stuff, and it was like he's so out of place. But he had magic powers.
Shoot, I don't know.
And it's based off a video game. I can't remember. Yeah. But, so... And just like we were joking about off air, it'd be really bad for my dad to try and say anything about my manga collection or whatnot, because then I could just be like, well, look who got me started in all this.
True.
So.
But we start out. Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So we get into Project Echo and whatnot, and the first thing that really sticks out is we're dealing with the alphabet here.
Yeah.
Because we got Echo. Yeah. We got Seiko, and then later on we find out about Biko, and then we have like Agent D.
Yeah, Agent D. But
why their name's not Deco?
Yeah, I don't understand why their name's not Deco. I mean, I feel like they missed the mark on that.
Right? Maybe in movie 2.
Maybe D comes back as Deco. Maybe in the next movie. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't remember if they survived this movie or not. But our movie starts out with an alien invasion, which is pretty cool to see. Like they blow up like this big like space station in the sky. But before that, apparently a ship crash landed like 20 or 30 years ago. I can't remember what the date was. Crash landed into the city, Graviton City. and destroyed it, and they built the city back up, and now it's prospering and stuff. And we meet
Right.
our
And this spaceship is the biggest skyscraper in town, right?
yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the remnants of the spaceship. I think is like that big tower in the middle of the city. I
Yeah, yeah.
think. Yeah.
Which, for everybody listening, stay tuned for that to come back at the end, because there's a little bonus thing. Well, it's not a bonus, but there's a little
Yeah.
thing where it comes back up with what happens at the end of the movie.
True. True. But we start off with our plucky young heroine of this movie named Aiko, and Aiko is late for school. Biko wakes her up. She gets she's starting her day with some toast and some I think like tea or juice or something. It looks really good. Like always, anime like food and drinks look really good. In my opinion,
Yeah,
like yeah.
that's true.
But she's getting ready, and we meet Siko, who is one of the most annoying characters ever. I have to say.
It's true.
I don't really care for Siko, but there's some really comedic moments in this that involve her, which are kind of funny.
You just kind of got to deal with her,
Yeah.
folks, because it's that thing. You just got to deal with her because she's relevant to the story at some point.
Yeah, she's relevant to the story at some point, and I just gotta let you know she's just as annoying in the Japanese as well.
I'm
Because
sure she's annoying all the time.
I watched it in Japanese and English just to double check. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched like the beginning and stuff.
Yeah.
She's just as annoying in
Oh my
Japanese.
gosh.
Yeah.
Well, and like my part of that I just really hate her character with is she sits there and complains about where her desk is going to be, because they either have like the spot by the window,
Hmm.
and then there's another student that's over in between them, and then there's the other desk that's in like the middle of the class. So if
Yeah.
it's kind of set out like that, and she wants the desk with the view,
Yeah.
but then won't stop looking away, and the teacher comes up and whacks her on the back of the head with like a teacher roll call little
Yeah.
thin booklet, and she starts crying about it like a
Hmm.
baby.
Yeah, she does. But we start off, them running to school.
Hey, I just thought about it though.
What? What?
So they would have to be in that order though, because then you get ABC, because if not, it would be CBA.
Oh yeah.
See, mm-hmm.
I get it. Yeah. So
using using those using those anime brains.
we see them go run off to school, destroying the streets, running through town because Aiko has some sort of like super strength or something and super speed. It seems like she's like really fast and like agile, but we don't know why she has all these abilities. She runs over this guy in a creepy looking trench coat because this guy's looking for something. But they get to school, they get inside, and they introduce themselves. And we happen to one of the characters in the school, the classroom, knows Aiko and Siko. Her name is Biko, like you said before. And Biko has a grudge to pick with Aiko. Why? It's because Aiko saved Siko from a dog attack when they were little. They don't really remember this, but Biko remembers this like vividly. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about. And because of that, Siko became friends with Aiko. And now Biko wants Siko's friendship to be taken away from Aiko. So she's going to fight Aiko to the death. And that's kind of like the major plot of this anime, I have to say.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But we start off with the first fight. With the first fight is really funny, I feel like. So what they do is Biko gets her lackeys to basically get Siko away, and they pretend they're gonna like go like beat Siko up, and Biko ends up or is going to go save the day from her like lackeys. And this is where we meet cross-dressing Kenshiro, I believe, which I like to call him Kenshiro because he looks exactly like Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. He even does like has like all his mannerisms and stuff, which is
Oh my
weird
gosh.
because he's like "Arr." He's like I am a girl.
Right?
It was just like it threw me off because I was like, does anybody else see this 6 foot tall hulking man in the dress behind these other characters? Because I see him. I mean, you
Right?
see him, right? But
Well,
he's act.
and her whole little gang of like 5 people, like
Yeah,
the other 3 girls look so normal, and then you get this
yeah.
one, and you're like,
Like, what the fuck's going
the
on?
hell?
Yeah, but it was funny because like
And
he.
and let's
Go.
add that this is like a world of like human-ish mech suits, not
Yeah,
Gundams, but like
yeah.
human-ish size mech suits. I mean, you could
Almost
still get into them
like
like
power
an
armor
exos, yeah,
almost.
or an exosuit,
Yeah,
something like that.
they're not as big as Gundam. I would say maybe like a story and a half tall,
Yeah,
maybe 2 stories tall.
the biggest one would probably be like oh shit, what is it called from Star Wars? The little,
Like the AT-AT.
yeah, the little AT-AT walkers.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
Like
weird.
that's as big as the biggest robot that is here.
I don't know if they ever explain it, like why this school has like mechs in it.
Robotics Club, hello.
Was it the robotics club?
Has to be.
Because
Has to be.
maybe, but they have like
Either that or it's like a military school, maybe.
maybe they have like mech suits, and
But I bring this up, right?
yeah.
This is the reason why I bring this up for listeners.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else you will see will probably use a mech suit. Why? Because they're tiny and as big as my pinky.
Yeah.
But this other person that we're talking about,
He's like she or
like
she is like
beef.
ginormous.
Like beef. You want
She's like
Angus? That's what it is.
she is a beefy to the max. She's a hefty girl.
Right?
She's
She's
hefty.
probably on par with some of the small exosuits.
Yeah. But it's funny because she like starts to do like her fist of the North Star thing, like power up and stuff. And
Yeah.
you see Seiko trying to play rock paper scissors with this hulking
That
behemoth.
so I know how much I dislike Seiko, but this is one of the funniest parts.
It
Where it's like,
was.
ha ha,
I
and they're
gotcha.
playing rock paper scissors,
And he's like, "Oh man, fuck!" He keeps getting mad and stuff.
going to throw a punch. I got
Yeah.
paper. I beat rock, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah. That was probably one of the funniest Seiko parts in this. That's the only time I thought she was really funny. But Aiko comes to save Seiko. Things go awry for Biko's plan. It does not work out for her. She shows up like late or something. But she like destroys this guy with like a flying kick or whatever, which is crazy. She like he just crumbles with like one hit. It doesn't work out so well. So the next day happens. They get to school. Biko is standing out there. She's like, "I'm gonna take Seiko away from you. Seiko's gonna be my friend." And what do they do? She goes and builds a mech suit for her next lackey to show up in.
Right.
The mech suit doesn't stand a fucking chance. It gets beaten up like no tomorrow. Like, what's going on with Aiko? How does Aiko have these powers? You know? And so they go on with about the day, and then don't they make like another mech suit
Yeah, for like
after that?
yeah. Does the other one have?
Yeah, it was
I
like
can't remember.
drills.
Is it the? Does it have both the girls in it though? The other two?
I think so. Yeah.
Because there's that, and then there's the army of mech suits that are like Power Ranger colors that they send
Yeah.
after Aiko.
Yeah. Yeah, so that next mech suit doesn't work. So what do? The Aiko and Seiko end up going for like a night or a day on the town, basically. And one of the lackeys shows up and tries to drop like a big like rafter girder beam onto Seiko. But Aiko just blocks it right away and just takes full force hit, stopping it from killing Seiko, basically.
Oh yeah, and she bends it in the middle.
She bends it in the middle. People see this, and they also see Seiko. And this gets back to the aliens who are trying to find somebody, and they're actually trying to find Seiko, who happens to be the lost princess of this alien race. And they want her back. Seiko doesn't even know she's an alien at this point. But for some reason, she's an alien, you know? So the final part is when, well, I'm kind of skipping over some stuff. We get to the main meat and potatoes of this anime, which is probably one of my favorite parts, is the fight between
Yeah.
Aiko and Biko.
And we were talking about that too. So if the other robot they're connected or whatever, the one after that, it's like 5 of these kind of like bigger robots.
Yeah,
and they're all different
Biko
colors.
makes another a mech robot.
But there's not anybody inside of them.
I think there was a person inside of them. I
thought one of them was controlling them.
I don't know. Maybe it could be. I don't remember exactly, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, they fight another robot, and that goes away, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to do this myself." Biko says.
We get to the Biko fight.
We get to the Biko fight, which is probably one of the most well animated fights I've ever seen. Like, they go throughout the school. She has like this like bikini mech suit thing on. I don't know what you would call it, like a bikini power armor, I guess you could say. It looks cool.
It really reminded me of a bikini style of the skin tight stuff from G Gundam.
Oh yeah, I can see that. She has like also has like rocket launchers and stuff on her fists. She has like a cool visor that comes down, and
or hey, pick any 90s children's cartoon that had where people like dressed up with, you know, rocket powered boots and everything.
True.
I mean,
true.
Dexter's Lab, Mandark. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah. And we get this really cool fight throughout the school. As the fight is going on, the aliens are going to invade Earth. They're fighting the army as it goes along. I would say this fight was so cool. Like, just the visceralness, like the brutality of their fighting was crazy. Like, clearly Biko sort of has the advantage at this point because she does have like the rockets and stuff that she shoots at Aiko and whatnot, you know. But there's one scene that I love where like Aiko gets thrown through a building and she has to like run away from these rockets. It's really cool. It was a really cool scene. And then they end up in the main city where they're using the army, the different armies, like tanks and stuff to fight each other with, which is funny. And as they're doing it, they're using like special attack names and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty funny.
Well, and I thought it was funny, like everybody seeing this and whatnot, and the one tank comes up, and the guy opens the hatch and starts yelling at Aiko. He goes, "You're supposed to be evacuated. What are you still doing here?"
Yeah, and then like he gets like blown up or something. I think it was.
Yeah. And I was like, now we're looking at like Sailor Moon ripoffs of them going to school and like, we're all here. Oh, I don't secretly know that you're super powered.
Yeah. But it's funny because as they are fighting, Seiko ends up getting with Biko's like lackeys, her gang, and they end up in like this like flying machine, which is propelled with energy from big muscular woman. And Seiko ends up getting captured by the aliens. So Aiko and Biko have to work together to get to the alien spaceship. And how do they do that? Well,
get to the chopper.
They have to get to the chopper, but so Biko can fly with her spacesuit. But how does Aiko get up there? She jumps from missile to missile that's being fired at her from the alien spaceship, which is probably one of the coolest, most detailed anime action scenes I've ever seen. Like the way they just
so crazy.
Oh, it is so crazy. Like she is jumping from missile to missile to missile. It's crazy. Like I can't tell you how many missiles they shoot at her. And like Biko is just like weaving through, like blowing shit up and whatnot. Biko actually finds Seiko in like a gown, like a princess gown. She's like kind of like
the crown.
Huh?
with a crown on.
With a crown on. She's like looking into the space. She's like spaced out. She finds her. She goes off to like save her, and she doesn't want Biko to save her. She wants Aiko to save her because Aiko is her best friend. You know,
Right.
obviously. And you want to take this next part
Yeah.
after
So
Aiko
while Biko was trying
getting
to
a
coerce to save Seiko,
yeah.
Aiko was running around kicking ass and taking names.
And who does she run into?
And she runs into our mystery gentleman, who turns out to not be a gentleman, but a Kinjiro almost lookalike as well.
Oh yeah,
Character named D.
D fights with swords. We get this really cool sword fight. I like it. It's very well animated.
It was very
Uh,
well animated.
it was very well animated. Then she goes into the like not like command center, like or whatever you call it for the spaceship, and we see a guy who looks an awful lot like he's dressed like Captain Harlock.
This
Like
is true.
he has like the Captain Harlock suit going on right now, vibes. I have to say, and he's an
And then
alcoholic.
starts spasming out. Yeah.
He spasms, yeah, because
I
he
need a
has.
drink.
I need a drink. I need a drink. Give me a drink. He's an alcoholic. He's going on what do you call it? He withdraws because he has no alcohol, which is
Yeah.
really funny and like just odd out of nowhere.
Yeah. And it's weird that alcohol has the same effect on these aliens.
That's true. That's true. But we see Biko and Siko are there too, right?
Yes.
And things go haywire, and basically the ship ends up blowing up, and the day is saved. I'm skipping through the plot.
The day
Biko,
is saved. Thanks again to
Aiko, and Biko, obviously.
the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls.
Uh,
They.
I think the real hero here is the one that's under all that weight, because when that ship crashes down,
It's true.
it teeter totters on the other spaceship, like all
Which is
good
actually,
fucking anime should be.
that's actually a goof. That wasn't supposed to be there. Like they goofed up and left it there in the shot. It was
Yeah.
actually supposed to like have fallen in like the big lake that's around. Because I actually looked it up on like IMDb, and that was a goof that they said they had there. But yeah,
Oh, and so it landed on that instead of them saying, "Oh, well, we were
yeah,
supposed to."
yeah. So they just left that slide in there, that background in there where it looked where the ship was supposed to be falling, but they didn't put any like falling lines around it. So it looks like it's like right on top of like the tippy top tower of the city.
Well, then what is it whenever it actually was hitting the skyscraper thing?
I don't know.
Because it, like, the thing kind of like ended up like cutting into part of it a
Yeah,
little bit, and
yeah.
then just stopped.
Yeah, they just left it there because it was supposed to be. It was they didn't draw it to where it would hit. It was supposed to hit the ground.
Oh, and then they never drew it where like it was
Yeah,
fully like it fully
yeah.
came off.
So
Okay.
it just they accidentally they just kept it there where it was like in midair, and they never explain it. They never explain it at all. But the ship like was supposed to be blown up. So yeah,
Hey, but that was amazing. That's one of my
I
favorite
know,
parts.
I know, and
Just because you're like sitting back watching and you're like, is this ship going to fall into that skyscraper ship?
yeah,
And then it
yeah.
does, and then it's just there, and you're like, how in the hell is that thing staying up on top of
Yeah,
that?
we like never really get a full explanation about the aliens, or why they want Seiko back. We know that she's their princess, but like I don't think the main characters ever get that, like, of why Seiko gets kidnapped. So I
Yeah.
feel like they're left in the dark very much. It makes me want to watch the other 3 movies to see what the hell happened, because we don't really get a full story. Well, we kind of do, but like there are plot threads, obviously, like dangling a lot,
Yeah.
at the end of this movie.
It's like, oh
And
shit, this is supposed to be an alien invasion. There's not really aliens, not till the end.
yeah, so like I want to know more, which makes me want to watch the other movies. I've only seen this first movie ever.
Hey,
In
buddy,
our what?
you just gotta wait for next time.
Well, they don't have the second movie streaming on Tubi.
Do they not? I swear I
No,
saw it on there.
they only have 3 and 4. The only way we can watch the second one is if we go to Retro Crush, but we have to pay to watch it on Retro Crush for some reason.
Huh.
Yeah,
There's always YouTube.
we could probably find it on YouTube, probably. Or I'll just go fucking buy the Blu-ray. I'll spend the $25 to buy the Blu-ray. I'll hold my phone up so you can watch it on a
Oh my
video
god.
call.
For like an hour and a half. Wait, pause it. I gotta go to the bathroom. Can't you just take your phone with you? Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah, so like I'm left with wanting more. I want to know more about this world and these people. I want to know why Aiko is so super strong. I want to know why the rivalry between Aiko and Biko is still going on after this alien invasion. Because that's what happened. Because the rivalry's still going on, and they just like blow her off and be like, "We got to get to school. We don't care about you, Biko. Nobody likes
Right.
you."
Right. And there's so many tie-ins to a lot of different things, I feel like.
There are. They have a lot of references to a lot of different animes.
Yeah, because like the spacesuit almost looked
Yeah,
exactly like Robotech armor.
it did.
I mean, like, to a bunch of the older movies and stuff, or TV series, like, this looks like it's right up the alley of, like, Gintama, where it's connecting, like, all these different
They
things.
even
Like, let's
had
take that
like,
idea.
like so like in Robotech or Macross they had like the missiles and then you would see them like fly through the air. You see like the smoke trail coming behind it. They even had
Yeah,
that. They called it to like
right.
I think it was like the something circus. I can't remember what it was called. Like it had a name for it, a particular name for it. I can't remember what it was because I was watching Macross the other day. I can't remember what it was, but like it was like a special effect that like this a certain creator would do for his missiles and stuff. Like
Yeah.
everything was well animated in this show, this OVA. Like this is probably one of my favorite OVAs I've ever watched.
So here's one thing that I want to ask you.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that the rating that it is for TV matches what it should be?
Why? Because we see Aiko naked.
Well, we get that, and then we get like a topless thing, I think, from Biko, maybe
Uh huh.
when she's in the bath or something. And
Uh,
but to me, they're not like, it's old style animation and
it's not.
whatnot.
It's
So
not like. It's not. It's just like they're very quick. They don't like really linger on it.
right, right,
I don't think
and I mean,
so.
and it's not really noticeable, but it's TVMA,
Oh yeah.
and it threw me off seeing that because I'm like, that's bullshit. That's not what that should
Maybe
be.
because of the violence? Like some of the
I don't
violence
know.
towards the end?
I don't know. It didn't really seem like it was that violent unless it was in like a comical way.
Maybe it's because of the nude scenes, but there's only like
I
two
mean,
nude scenes.
because like when we watched Jinro, was Jinro like Jinro
Jim,
wasn't MA, was it?
yeah, I think it was. It had to be
I
at
mean,
least.
there's
It had to be at least R.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's just some of them that I'm like, are these rated correctly?
Probably not. Probably not, to be
Probably not.
honest. Probably
Probably
not.
not. I agree with you.
But I do want to continue like watching this series, like because I only have the first one on DVD. I don't have any of the other ones. And luckily, Discotech put all of them out on Blu-ray, which is really cool. And apparently, they're really well done, you know. But let me
Yeah.
ask you: I gushingly love this anime a lot. It's probably one of my favorites, and it's one that I've watched quite a bit. And every time I watch it, like I find a little bit something else, like a little detail in the animation or in the background, something happening.
Yeah.
Always. I want to get your thoughts on this and how you felt about watching it.
I thought it was pretty good. I I really like the old kind of style of storytelling where you get like the bigger picture,
Yeah.
which is like when we started with the ship falling to Earth and everything,
Yeah.
and then us not really knowing anything about it, and
Hmm.
then we get everything where it's jam packed in this thing where now we have Aiko and Seiko and their schoolgirl day life,
Yeah.
and we're going through that, and it's like, okay, well, we're having like high school rivalry with Biko and like all
Hmm.
that, and we really don't get anything that really ties the beginning and the end to anything until we find out the stuff with Seiko, except for who's this creepy kind of guy that's around everywhere,
Yeah.
you know?
I love that he kept getting progressively more injured
Right. Well,
as
I
the
love the
anime
part
went
where he's
on.
sitting. I like the part where he's sitting there and he's like, and I think he was eating like a hot dog or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, I finally get to enjoy food, and then like out of nowhere, and you're like, that's unfortunate.
I want to imagine like the repair bill to repair the streets is when like Aiko like just runs around the roads because she was like ripping up those roads.
No shit. I mean, or her fight with Biko and tossing
Yeah,
the tanks.
yeah. I mean, they destroyed that school.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, and we like got a lot of it. Like, obviously, like Biko is like a robotics mastermind with all the
Yeah,
stuff that happened. But again, we really don't know that much about Aiko and like what her origin is
yeah. No, not at
for
all.
why is, because at one point I almost thought she was a cyborg, and I
Yeah,
was like, that's not it.
because she had like those like black armbands always on her arms.
Yeah,
So I thought,
except for the one part where I think it's after they fall from the ship and she wakes up in the bed
mhm,
and she's not wearing them.
yeah. So I thought maybe that might have something to do with it. I'm not for sure. You know.
Yeah,
Because like you never get an explanation. Like people notice that she's like really strong and like really like
right,
durable, but like and like has like really good reflexes and she's super fast. But nobody ever like points this out to her
right,
at any point, like saying, "Hey, well, how did you stop that giant girder from falling on you?
right,
What's
right.
going on? You had no bruises or
See,
scratches on you."
and the other thing is, I feel like how in America where we have a lot of people that complain about like characters, even like people reading like Shonen Jump manga, how there's
Yeah,
not really that many like female outstanding characters, and then you go back to movies like this, and
yeah.
you're like, Aiko, come
Aiko is a
on,
badass.
Aiko is like, the most independent woman and everything. Not to mention they go to an all girls school. Like, you're getting
Yeah,
like a main shonen female protagonist right here.
yeah.
I would say, I
Yeah,
mean, they might,
with a good shonen like villain too,
right, right.
because Biko's a villain. We could say she could.
I would say,
We could say
I would
she
say
is. She
Biko
is
is
like
the villain turned friend.
like Vegeta. She is basically the Vegeta
Yes, that is
of
exactly what she's
of
like.
the Aiko universe.
Yes.
Yeah,
And then
but
she's got her little Ginyu force behind her where
yeah,
it's
she
like,
does. Yeah,
what do you guys, I need you guys to help me, like,
yeah,
so, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I I like it. I mean, sure, there's a few things that could be polished here and there, but I really think if you did that too much, I mean, you'd ruin it.
yeah. And we got like 3 more movies to watch.
This is true.
So like,
Now,
I go ahead.
what would be really cool, and it's
Uh huh.
only because like you and I have talked about this and covering it,
Yeah.
the live action One Piece.
Oh, watching
I
this in live action.
I do think Project Aiko as a live action, especially after they did a pretty good job on Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah.
I think this would be a really good one as well.
Oh, that might be interesting. You would
I
have to have
mean,
a lot. You would have to have a lot of special effects to go with it. Like your special effects would have to be on point. I would say.
but you could take Real Steel, or you could take
True. True.
anything from like Pacific Rim. I mean,
Hmm.
like, we have really good like battle tech stuff, and all they're doing is like downgrading all the
Yeah.
like high end stuff to look like these mechs.
Yeah. I would
I
say
mean, they
I would
wouldn't have to
watch
add much.
I mean, if you could, if we can get Cowboy Bebop in like now One Piece, you know, which like, and then we got like the Roni Kenshin movies and stuff like that. You know, I could see them doing a Project Echo movie, especially doing a Battle Angel movie, which that has tech all in it. You know,
Right. See, and robots usually seem like they do pretty well.
they
Now,
do.
if we wanted to go covering like supernatural monsters and some things like fuck the Death Note movie that we got and the Bleach one, like that's all shitty. I mean,
Yeah.
and I know part of this One Piece one, like people are on the hype train of it, but
Oh, people are on the
I
hype. We
but
eventually we should cover the One Piece movie, or the
yeah,
One Piece show. We should cover
but
it
I
one day.
but I saw the only little bit of animation that I saw was the giant eel thing right at the front.
Uh,
The one that bit Shanks's arm off.
yeah, yeah,
I saw that, and it still looks crappy. I mean, it's good, but it still looks crappy.
yeah,
But to me, if we were going to take one and do mechs, I mean, it's in the bag. I
yeah,
mean, we're not going to have it look cheesy or anything else because it's a mech.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. So all in all, like you actually like enjoyed this movie, right?
yeah, I did.
Yeah. What would you give it?
Um, Put me on the spot. No, I'm probably going to go with a solid 5.
You read my mind, brother.
I really enjoyed it,
I
and I don't know if it should really be like a 4.5
yeah,
or if I'm going off of maybe it should be like a 4.8 because did it have problems? Yeah, like I said, it had a few problems here there. Not really anything that you can like sit there and really grill it on, but
maybe like Seiko was the biggest problem.
right. But off of like and the bus size, I will say that was a problem.
The bus size.
Yeah, because I was definitely like, I thought I remember that teacher having bigger boobs back then. Uh, um, but like, out of all the other like movies and anime shows that we've been covering
Yeah,
recently, I don't really feel like there's been any of them that have really been like that good.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, like this one, like doesn't take itself too seriously. It has like a nice balance of like comedy and being serious.
Right. Well, and like we talked about, like you really don't you get like the beginning of the opening of the story, and that
Yeah,
doesn't show back up till the end.
yeah,
While in some of these other ones, like with Jinro, where it was like supposed to be speckled throughout the entire movie, and it left you with like this is so fucking boring.
oh yeah. No, Jinro was so boring.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then I can't what did we watch after that?
I think we covered Sandland, right?
We covered Sandland, and then I thought we covered one
Night
other
Night of the Galactic Railroads.
that one.
Yeah,
See, and both of those were horrible.
Railroad wasn't that bad.
I think it was bad.
I thought it was better than Jinro.
That's true, but if we're putting both of them against Aiko,
I mean, Aiko. I would
there
say,
ain't there ain't no comparison. Okay,
is Aiko our first 10?
out
Is it
of
our first?
animes,
Yeah, out of anime, is this our first 5 out of 5? Because I'm giving it a
uh,
5.
I don't know because I thought we rated Bell pretty high.
Maybe, I don't remember. I'm gonna say this is
I
our
don't know.
first 10 anime.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
gonna
probably
say,
our first. Well, I'd say this is probably our first 10 anime movie.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I can't. I thought there was one other one we gave high scores to, but I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember at all.
But I remember our last one that we both agreed, and that was Sandland. So
Yeah, that's true.
so
That's true.
like I said, I don't know if this one should have any negative points or the fact that we've been watching so many bad ones
Maybe.
that this one just looked like a shiny turd or
I
what.
mean, I
I
just
mean,
gotta say, if you want to watch something really fun, go check this out. You can watch it on Tubi. You can watch it on Retro Crush. But with Retro Crush, you got to pay for it. You have to have a subscription. But for Tubi, you can watch it for free.
Right.
Which is weird. Which is weird, kind of. That like one of them had it for free and one of them's not free.
Well, you know what it is, right? It's so you can get that little taste of it, you know.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, well, you want to watch the second one?
We've got
the rights to that on Tubi, and you have to buy it.
But come back for number 3 and number 4. We can watch it for free.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know, because they started taking stuff off of Tubi. Like, it has an expiration date on there, I found out.
Yes,
like there's some animes that
stuff like that too.
Yeah, you have 3 days to watch this or whatever, which is fine.
Yeah, like Battle Royale. I just saw that where it's like, this is fun. This has a week left.
Yeah.
You want to watch Battle Royale? You better get to it.
Yeah, which it's whatever, But yeah. I thought this was a fun show to watch. I thought you had never seen it, but apparently you saw it before, which is cool.
I know, right? Because I was sitting there and I'm sitting here watching it and I'm like, this character looks really familiar. And I had to sit there and then just stuff kept happening and I was like, that looks really familiar. And then I just sat back and I was like, I fucking seen this before.
Yeah.
It was just so far back. And it's funny that I even still remember it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, that's over 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, definitely recommend checking this out. Definitely recommend checking out our older episodes. Go check all those out. Go subscribe whatever podcast platform you choose to subscribe on. Tell your friends. Let us know how we did. Give us ratings and reviews. It helps the podcast grow. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And what do we say, Jen?
We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Thanks for listening.